What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Heavy on Hoops WNBA channel, where we cover all things WNBA basketball, guys. And it's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in this WNBA offseason. And for me, it's really cool. It's really dope to watch because I feel like we're really walking into a new era here in 2026 as it pertains to the WNBA's direction. So free agency is still happening. And we've already seen enough to say this, that the league has changed, and all for the better, absolutely all for the better on every front. And it's not just because players move, but because teams are building like completely differently now. So some teams have stacked stars, some teams fix weaknesses, and some teams completely change their identity altogether. So I want to look at the major moves, the teams that got better, and what all of this actually means for the WNBA going forward. So again, I think it's dope, really walking into this new era with the WNBA. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Like and subscribe. So let's look at a couple of the major moves that have happened in the WNBA so far. And we're going to start with Angel Reese. And so we know she was traded from the Chicago Sky to the Atlanta Dream. I'm not going to do a whole entire recap because I actually did a video on this when it happened. So I'm not going to really delve too deep into this, but obviously everybody knows that this was the move that really kicked off everything with the offseason. And to date, it's probably been the most shocking move that's happened in the WNBA. And if you ask me, the Dream did exactly what they needed to do. They gave up a couple first round picks, which it is pricey. It's a lot because you really need this to work out. And ultimately, who knows, even though there's more money coming into the WNBA, will you have a money problem? Because on this squad, Angel Reese, they've also re-signed the rest of their core with Naz Hillman, Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, Brianna Jones. Like, they're bringing the whole crew back. So at some point, hey, is there going to be enough money to go around? But one thing is for sure, Angel Reese fills up a spot that they desperately needed help in, which is rebounding, where their top rebounder, Brianna Jones, she averaged 7 rebounds per game, and Reese averaged a little over 13. So it's by one person, they've doubled their best rebounders numbers just already. So that was huge. Transitioning over to our next player, Brittany Griner, who left the Atlanta Dream to sign with the Connecticut Sun. And I'm not going to lie, I got to see a lot of BG up close last year, and it's like I have a lot of respect for what she's done in her career. But if I'm being honest, it's very obvious she's in the twilight of her career. And I think for Atlanta, for a team trying to compete and win right now, they made a necessary move in picking up Angel Reese and allowing Brittany Griner to go to another squad and not re-signing her. Because at this point, I'm not really sure how much she has left in the tank. She's not the same player she was before, the whole situation overseas happened. If you know, you know. And trust me, if you listen to this video, you probably know. But she's in the twilight of her career, and probably playing her past 10 minutes a game, it'll be a bit much. She's effective in spurts, and maybe she can, provide some veteran leadership for a Connecticut Sun team, but that's about where that's at. She's a name, so I'm telling you guys what happened. Satou Sabally going to the New York Liberty after playing in the WNBA Finals with the Phoenix Mercury. Now, this is the huge splash in WNBA free agency that everybody should be talking about, because last year the New York Liberty lost early in the playoffs, and they were obviously dinged up and injured. But if they would have had a player like Satou Sabally on their roster last year, a 3-time All-Star, 27 years old, walking into the prime of her career, they probably make it out the first round at the very least. There's a chance they even make it to the WNBA Finals had she not been injured and Satou Sabally been present on that roster. They probably had the most versatility of any team in the league right now. Sabally, Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, and Jonquel Jones, you have the opportunity to have an all-star caliber player on the floor for the entire game. And it's almost not even fair. Like this automatically puts them amongst the top 2, top 3 teams in the WNBA, and it already felt like they had the game rigged with Stewart, Ionescu, and Jonquel Jones. But adding Sabali is like overkill. Like, how do they not walk into next season almost as like the favorites? I don't know. So they didn't really fix any particular problems they had. They stacked. It's like almost unfairly stacked, but I'm not mad at them. If you can pull it off, then you go for it. And next, we're going to look at the Chicago Sky. And again, we know that Angel Reese was traded and they got a couple first round picks, but they are quickly changing the identity of their team with Skylar Diggins-Smith, Dejanay Carrington, and Rakia Jackson, who they acquired in a trade for Ariel Atkins. What do I personally think about these three? Skylar Diggins-Smith is going to automatically give this team personality and identity. She is, firebred. She's on it. She is one of the most intense players in the league. And Chicago, on a team that's, young and rebuilding, they're going to benefit from having that veteran leader, all-star, future Hall of Famer, and Skylar Diggins-Smith on this roster. And she's still a starting quality guard, borderline all-star guard still in the WNBA. Then you got Dejanay Carrington, one of the best wing defenders in the WNBA. She, potentially is going to start in Chicago. I really like this move again. Gives them that tough identity. And then the really, really, really big move, Rakia Jackson. She is still an unfinished product. But if we're talking about players that are the future and have star quality, this is the acquisition that makes the difference. And it may not be right here in this moment, this season, but in a couple years, Rakia Jackson might just be an all-star. So this retooling that they've done after Angel Reese, I like it. I like where they're going. I didn't know. I kind of thought they were just going to be a flat-out loser in this offseason, but they're retooling for the future. And I think Rakia Jackson is a great building point for the future. Huge win. Next, I want to talk about the Las Vegas Aces because we know they signed A'ja Wilson, MVP, my personal GOAT, best player in the league, to a max contract for multiple years, which is the absolute right thing to do. They better have done right by A'ja because there's still nobody else in the WNBA that I feel like is really on her level. It's kind of like honestly, like the Jordan or the LeBron argument where, they had some years where it was them and then there was everybody else in the tier under that. I feel like A'ja Wilson pretty much, she's that. But, they're bringing back the core with Jackie Wilson, and they're bringing back the point guard, Chelsea Gray, which are big moves that are necessary. And I know they lost Kia Stokes, which people may look at like, oh, role player, who cares? But she was really important for their defensive identity. And they also added a player I made a video about maybe a month or two ago, in Kennedy Carter. I did not think that she would be re-signing with the Las Vegas Aces to get back into the WNBA. But I think it's a great move because, especially with some of these other teams loaded up, they're going to need that offensive punch off the bench. They're going to need it big time. They're going to need it bad. And Kennedy Carter does provide that. The question is going to be, is she going to be compliant as a player with the system? And honestly, this is a championship organization. So if she doesn't end up fitting with the culture, they'll let her go really, really quick, fast, in a hurry. Because I don't think Las Vegas is going to waste A'ja's prime. So Kennedy Carter, from a talent perspective, love it. We're going to see if the fit actually works. Next, I want to talk about the Toronto Tempo, where they have, this is one of the expansion teams, and they signed $1 million backcourt in Brittany Sykes and Marina Mabry. And I like both players. Do I think they're franchise players? No. But I understand an expansion team, they may have to pay people to come. So they have to build a reputation. They're going to have to really compete with a brand new roster. Obviously, they're going to have to build some continuity. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go. We could look at the Golden State Valkyries and see if they can maybe replicate some of what they did, because even though they were an expansion team last year, they still finished right around a little bit above that 500 mark and squeaked it to the playoffs. So maybe they could recapture some of that magic. We'll see. I like both players. I think it's fine, you know, as far as an expansion team where it's like they have to put something together. I get it, but I'm not expecting that much. I'm not really expecting playoffs. But hey, again, like the Valkyries from last season, they could end up surprising me. They could surprise me. So those are a couple of the biggest names who kind of move. I really think a team like the Indiana Fever, they're doing good. They're doing right by giving Kelsey Mitchell the max. Caitlin, I think she's going to be eligible for her extension after this season. Aaliyah Boston, I think, is getting paid already. So Kelsey Mitchell, I think, in a lot of circles who were just kind of coming into the WNBA, they don't know how good she is and how good she has been. With Caitlin Clark out, she went first team all WNBA. And to this point, she just hasn't really, you know, before Caitlin Clark got there, she just hasn't really had the teams to compete on the level with some of the other with some of the other teams, just because there's so much talent, and the Indiana Fever were just not a good team. But you talk about undersized guards that are elite scorers and that can just light up offensively. Like, I saw her in person pretty much decimate the Atlanta Dream in a thriller of a playoff series that they really should not have won. She's that good to where she can win you a playoff series against a very good team. So this is what, in this new WNBA, being a great scorer can get you like a max contract. Look across also with the Los Angeles Sparks and Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum signed around $999,000. You know, she left a few dollars on the table, I guess, for the Sparks to sign another player, but she also got a huge deal, which I do think that she's actually worth. I do kind of see number one option talent written all over her, and I think with her getting a taste of that last year, going into this season, she's going to be even better in her role as lead scorer, captain of the team. And I think the Sparks could creep into the playoffs. And even though they lost Rickea Jackson, Ariel Atkins may be the more polished player right now. So I don't think that the Los Angeles Sparks are world beaters. I don't think that they're probably anything more than a first round team at best. But for the immediate future, I'm not too mad at them for getting Ariel Atkins, even though for me, if I'm the GM, I'm not moving Rickea Jackson, you know, short term, you know, when I'm talking about, hey, Rickea Jackson may be an all-star in a couple years. And Ariel Atkins has been an all-star, and she's honestly probably one of the prototype 3-and-D players in the WNBA. But I just see so much potential written all over Rickea Jackson. I don't think I would have moved off of that. You know, kind of wrapping this up, I think the winners were kind of obvious. I look at the Atlanta Dream because I feel like they fixed the big weakness and they kind of kept their core intact. Continuity matters. And they look like one of the most complete teams in the WNBA now on paper. And then you got the New York Liberty, who just absolutely stacked with Satu Sabali, which I think was almost an unfair move. So those are my winners in free agency. But you guys tell me, who do you think won free agency? Who do you think some of the losers are? You know, the teams that maybe didn't do too much. Who actually built a championship team? Do you guys think Atlanta's ready to take the next step? Is New York one of those teams that they're just too stacked to fail? So you guys go ahead, comment below. Don't forget, like and subscribe, helps the channel, guys. Peace.